we're probably not surprised at this point that today's song is Everlasting, and Everlasting is the second music video for this album, and we're obviously all excited about that, right? Visuals. Did you see those guitar strings? That's a pretty cool intro, actually. We have rapid switches and atmosphere here. The shredding in the beginning had a kind of dark mood, but then it rose very quickly out of the pit, and we had something melodic, which actually sounded pretty good. Those strings wobbling, you know? Okay. We're working a lot with that projection again. We had a screen with a projector which has this cloud image on it, but it's also here it's overlapping with the scene, and then we kind of see in the main set in the background we also have these clouds. So I think this is what I had been referring to earlier, that they're doing pretty funny stuff with the projection idea. We had yet another mood switch after that melodic intro, which went back to this, I call it post-rock kind of sound we had in New Legend. So actually this feels almost like a direct continuation sound-wise for New Legend. I also like that the verse was again split in two parts, or maybe it was a pre-chorus again, where the guitars opened up, which always sounds like, you know, sunset feeling, or maybe sunrise because they actually like sunrises a bit more, I think. Exactly here. And it firmly goes back to the beginning though. You see those cheesy movements again, but it fits. That was absolutely unnecessary slow-mo, by the way. They're working with a lot of effects here. They played around with the shutter speed, slow-mo, they have different fades, and weird cutting styles. Seems like the director might have felt quite creative that day. Oh! Whoa! Okay. Dude, that, first of all, that was absolutely badass. I didn't expect that, especially because I don't know why they're doing that, but they skip parts of the solo here, which is of course something we cannot ignore. But before we get to the solo, did you hear that chorus though? And then the transition. And then the double pedals. Also, like the instrumental in the background, it sounds so freaking huge. The violins and the guitar, dude. The melody he sings also, that's an extremely strong chorus in my opinion. It's very fitting that they have this sky theme implemented here because that's what you hear very clearly in the song. Okay, and now just to calm my OCD, we're gonna listen to the studio album version, which has a different keyboard part and I think also another guitar section which was skipped in the video. I might be wrong though. Cool mood switch again, by the way. This might be actually, as far as I remember, the most energetic keyboard section we've heard so far. It's really fun. Also the length, I really like that they made this more extended version of it. Feels very satisfying and energetic. It kind of creates its own little space in the song. And the riff is so badass, man. He really likes to do those upward runs shortly before his part starts. That's pretty cool. We're returning to the mood of the actual song. So this is a pretty damn cool keyboard solo in my opinion. And I was still surprised with the single version or the music video version. It was shorter, but it sounded cool in its own right. It was more shreddy, more like a live performance, I guess. Okay, so you've heard that. Now we can return to our video. And I think just for comparison, he's doing a lot with the knob here, right? The tongue again. The violins in the background are pretty cool. Oh yeah. I like Yamabe's poses here. It's gotten more cheesy than before, has a bit of that visual K thing, I guess, but I dig it. Yeah, it looks good. Oh, you brought in the acoustic guitar there in the transition. Did you hear that? It sounded big, man. tremolo. Oh, his voice. I just love this band. Such a cool package, you know. They're performing well, they're doing absolutely stunning music, and just this video supports it pretty well. I also noticed it's probably intentional. We have this ladder there in the middle. It might just be part of the set, or they might have actually built the set for the video. But you have this ladder, you know, up to the sky, and you have the clouds in the sky projected there in the background. I like that imagery and symbolism. This location, this like old torn down production hall or whatever that is, in contrast with this sky imagery. That's also cool, by the way, because they have this more rocky sound, but it's mixed with those ethereal themes. And I must say, I noticed through the chronological progression by now, we're starting to approach, I think, one of my favorite eras of Galneryus. I'm saying one of my favorite eras of Galneryus, as far as I remember, because I mentioned before, I just like the instrumentals in the background, this dreamy sound they can create with this. Just those violins, I don't know whose idea that is, maybe even Shu's, because he was a violinist before, but it's probably Yuki who plays that, right? Crazy. Whoa! I also like that they're going back to the intro again with this dark shredding section. You're starting from down below in the darkness where some demonic stuff is located. That's basically how it feels like. And the entire rest of the song is somewhere up there. And then we're going back again right in the end. That's pretty much how it feels like. That's also how it's structured. It's a cool song. I probably like it even more than New Legend. And I think it's pretty fair to compare both songs. They seem a bit like companion pieces here. You know, a lot of times I have the feeling I'm listening to music. And then there's instances where I am listening to music, but it feels like something higher than that, right? It's not music. There's actually an experience which is created. And I think this is one of those occasions. Not that it didn't happen before with the reactions. I think there's a lot of Galneryus songs which create this kind of effect. And it's also subjective, I guess. But like this song feels like an experience to me rather than an actual song. I don't think about it as a song. Okay, time for the lyrics, I guess. I heard some Japanese, but let's see, it mostly was English, I suppose. Okay, never mind. Actually, most of it is in Japanese. I didn't even notice. There is a page with the translation. Just in case there's something inaccurate, please note it in the comments. For whom are those playful tears? Your voice is making my heart tremble. I can't find you, but the truth is, I'm not looking. Even if you don't turn around, although I've lost sight of you. Instead of holding onto regrets for a time gone by, my heart will focus on your voiceless voice. I can't sympathize, but the truth is, I don't sympathize. Even if I wander about, although I've lost sight of you forever. Seems to be the two verses and the pre-chorus. We again have this separation theme we had in the, especially in the transition between the last and the current album. But there's an interesting twist. For whom are those playful tears? It seems to frame those emotions as an actual show which is played. And there's a truth behind it. The words are, I can't find you, but the truth is, I'm not looking, right? I can sympathize, but the truth is, I don't sympathize. That's like, I think, an interesting reflective layer. We have the outward layer, and they're reflecting on what is actually the truth behind that. It might also, this up and down theme, heaven and hell, we had in this album so far, I guess. And here we have, you know, the sky above and this darkness below, might be relevant for this. Also interesting, my heart will focus on your voiceless voice. That's a cool way to put it, actually. You're kind of thinking about a person, you're not really talking, but there's still communication happening. What's a bit weirdly constructed, in English at least, is even if you don't turn around, although I've lost sight of you. So, although I've lost sight of you, you don't turn around. This doesn't really make sense, this connection. So it might actually, both lines might be, might have to be read separately. And they're both referring to this first part, right? So, this, even if you don't turn around, although I've lost sight of you. Then we have the chorus, everlasting in your eyes, I don't want to give up saving you. I feel a feint of warmth that will, before I know it, turn into hope, to shine in this darkness. I totally butchered the rhythm of this chorus here because okay, everlasting in your eyes, I don't want to give up saving you. I feel a feint of, oh, we have to read that. And oh, okay, so it's actually, this line is in Japanese, that's why it doesn't make sense. Everlasting in your eyes, I don't want to give up saving you. Do I really want to read that now? Kasuka ni kanjiru sono nukumori. Okay, so basically it does make sense. I feel a faint warmth that will, before I know it, turn into hope to shine in this darkness. I also actually like that they switch in Japanese. It probably has a very clear purpose if they do that, and maybe it just connects those more intimate emotions better. We have this darkness from the beginning and from the intro and from the outro. Doesn't appear throughout the song, actually. Like, it's only in the very beginning and in the very end. I still don't really get the plot here. I don't want to give up saving you. Who's gonna save whom? But it's, again, we're regaining hope from this longing aspect, basically. It will open onto a soft light and the clouds will vanish from my heart. I want to hold you. I'll hold you right now. You again have the structure of these two statements here, but here they were kind of contradicting one another. I can't sympathize and I don't sympathize. The second line was a kind of reinterpretation of the first line, which had a reflective character. Here they're pretty much aligning, but it's still the same principle, I suppose, which is mirrored here. I want to hold you. I'll hold you right now. So in both cases, I actually want to hold you, but here it's even stronger. I'll do it right now. I don't just want to do that. I think that's lyrically a pretty cool dynamic, even if we're split apart, even though I've lost sight of you forever. And then just, I think there's some switches here in the second part. So again, the chorus, everlasting in your eyes, I don't want to give up saving you. I feel a faint warmth that will, before I know it, turn into hope to shine in this darkness. Everlasting in your eyes, I don't want to give up saving you. The faint prayer I'm hearing painfully keeps screaming out to shine in this darkness. We again have a faint here. There's a faint warmth that will turn into hope. And here we have the faint prayer I'm hearing painfully keeps streaming out to shine in this darkness. Might be not actually their own prayer, but the prayer of the other person. And now we can actually look who wrote it. So we're gonna do that. It was written by Shu and Yamabi. This time I'm actually not surprised. This is exactly how I would assume that a song by Shu and Yamabi would sound like. So guys, thanks for watching and listening. And just in case we're gonna reach the 100 subscribers, thanks beforehand, and thanks for tolerating my stupid faces on your subscription feed. So then we're gonna meet next time for a last new song. See you then.